for that, ringing that term. On behalf of the International Longshore and Warehouse Union Local 10 and the Port Workers May Day Organizing Committee, I bring you greetings. It's so nice to be in a place when my name is called. They know the difference between me and them. First of all, let me say what an honor it is to be a part of this program. Yes. May Day, as the brother mentioned before, is the real Labor Day in America. And the powers that be some years ago decided that they would give us September 3rd, which has no historical meaning in terms of the struggle that it took to gain the 8-hour workday, as well as to end child labor in this country. It's a reminder to all of us that going to Washington and going to the state capitol to lobby our elected officials, that has its place. But remember, we did not get the 8-hour day by lobbying our elected officials. Black people did not get the right to vote by voting. We got the right to vote by organizing and mobilizing in our own name, independent of the Republican and Democratic parties. I am so proud that I am a member of the International Longshore and Warehouse Union, the union of people like Harry Bridges, who was an immigrant worker, who the federal government on several occasions tried to deport because of his political position. He understood the nature of the class struggle. He understood that discrimination was a tool of the bosses. He was a leading figure in the trade union movement in the 20th century. And we're happy to carry on in his tradition. Is going to mobilize and organize, and we don't plan on working at the 29 ports on May Day, International Workers' Day. We understand very clearly that unions need to take progressive positions on matter of foreign policy. Many of you in this room participated in the picketing at Pier 80 in 1984. Give yourselves an applause. When we refused to unload cargo on the Ned Lloyd Kimberley from South Africa. That was a rank and file-led action, which meant that we did not have the green light from the leadership of the organization. We're workers with a political conscience. Everyone should know that when you stop international cargo, not only do you gain the attention of the Bush administration and Homeland Security, but the world pays attention to what you're doing. George Bush says that there's millions of us in the street, that we're only a focus group. Well, let's see what he says on May 1st. When we take action in the workplace, resolutions are fine, but they're not going to end the war. Demonstrations in the streets are fine, but it's not going to end the war. It's when there is an economic impact made by the working class. It's when they pay attention to us. The ILWU is going to have to pay some political consequences for this act. Make no mistake about it, because the customers of the shipping companies are institutions like Walmart, Nike, Target, and other importers, and many of whom are outsourcing our jobs, using non-union labor in Asia, child labor, bringing back cheap products for our consumption. But we must understand that we have to take some positions if we expect to make some change. And that is why I am asking all of you that are in this theater today to join us on May 1st at Mason and Beach Streets in Fisherman's Wharf, where we will convene at 10:30 and then march down Embarcadero, where in 1934, dock workers up and down the coast did something to shock the world, but they went up against the shock troops of capitalism, the shipping industry, in order to have a coastwide agreement, and people gave up their lives. We're going to march down that same street and go to Justin Herman Plaza, where you will be able to hear Cindy Sheehan, Danny Glover, Cindy McKinney, and many other notable rank and filers. This is a very critical juncture for us. And people must understand that solidarity means that you have to make a sacrifice. We're going to take off a day from work. We may even be facing some kinds of sanctions from our employers. But that's okay. We're not going to be intimidated by that. And we hope that we will start a prairie fire that will spread across this nation. And that next May Day, it won't just be the ILWU that will be taking action, but it'll be workers all across the nation. So join